All right, Senator Baker, how strong do you feel the United States' commitment to Israel should be, and do you support a Palestinian state?
You know, we have to support Israel. Look, we don't have a lot of friends over there, and there's an ally that has stood with us, and we need to stand by Israel. It's obviously a very difficult part of the world. As far as the Palestinian people, I believe they yearn for freedom and for liberty, but in no way should we support leaders that sponsor terrorism in any way. But we have to be a just unwavering supporter of Israel.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say this is the most anti-Semitic administration I have ever seen, period. And I am an unapologetic supporter of Israel. I love Israel. I think Christians and Jews have a very interesting history, and I believe that the United States should always stand by Israel. I believe that Israel should be protected under our nuclear umbrella against attack, regardless, no matter what. And I believe the United States should stand with Israel. If we are the only country that stands with Israel, that's fine. I'm comfortable with that. And I would always be a supporter of Israel. I believe we should be their greatest friend. And Palestinian state, no, I do not support a Palestinian state, no.
Well, I'm 100% committed to Israel. They're the only democracy in the Middle East. They are as strong an ally as we have in the world. And so for that reasons, and for the reasons that the people of Arkansas are overwhelmingly supported, I've been very, very supportive, introduced, co-sponsored many resolutions on their behalf. I was really disappointed. You know, we had the opportunity, Netanyahu came, I had the opportunity to actually hear him speak. He came and was having to defend himself for building additional homes in Jerusalem. And as you know, the administration became very public in that regard, fought that battle over the airwaves, which is all that did was help those that would delegitimize Israel make them a case. It's okay to disagree, but that was done totally independently. The other thing is, building homes in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is not a settlement. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel.
Well, Jerusalem is their capital. Look, folks, this is an easy one. Israel has been our staunch ally for years and years and years. We shall not and will not turn our back on them. And I can tell you, as far as I'm concerned, 100%, I will support Israel. And I think from a national defense perspective, they're one of the few countries that have been with us in that particular part of the world. And we cannot turn our back on them. And I'm very, very disappointed in this current administration and what they've done and the stance they've taken. That's it.
All right, Congressman Bozeman. It seems that so many people that go to Washington lose sight of why they were sent there in the first place, to serve the people. How can you guarantee that you won't do the same?
Well, I'm home every weekend. I'm in Washington 3 or 4 days a week. I'm blessed. My girls are older, and as a result of that, Kathy will come up and she'll stay with me for 3 or 4 weeks, and I'll be coming home on the weekend. She stays, and then she'll come home and stay for 2 or 3 weeks. She comes and cleans up after me wherever I've been. So I think you do that by making sure that you are home every weekend. I'm in Sunday school every week. My Sunday school class will grab me by the throat if I mess up. And so I really do think that's how you stay grounded, is by, in those things. We work very, very hard through teletown halls. We work very, very hard through answering our mail. Some of you may have gotten some of our mail. I read it all. I read the emails. Many times I write a personal response. It's so important that the people feel like and truly are being heard, that you represent. The other thing is I realize these are service jobs. I don't work for you. I work for you. You don't work for me. I'm glad I got that straight.
Well, I think you lose sight. You lose sight when you lose sight of your priorities. And let's face it, folks, the Republicans were in charge for 8 years, and they lost sight. And look where we're at today. We lost the elections in 2008 because they lost sight of who they were representing. Right now, we've got to represent the people of Arkansas. And the way you do that is you stay focused on the mission that you're sent up there to do. And unfortunately, we've got too many people that once they get elected, say all the great things, and they're great orators. Look, I'm not the best orator in the world. We've got the best orator in the world. He's in the presidency. What has that got us? I think right now we need to focus on what the mission at hand is, to get our country back on track, and that's to listen to the people of Arkansas, and you will have my word that I will listen to you, and I will come back every weekend, and I will respond. I promise you that. Thank you.
Senator Holt.
Thank you, sir. The same way that we did when we were at the state capitol. We were at the state capitol for 6 years. I hope that doesn't make me a career politician, because if that does, that means anybody that serves in the U.S. Senate for one term means they're a career politician, right? A career politician just means the attitude of your heart, I believe, in which you serve. And I think that's what we're talking about. There are some people morally that can do things the right way, but then you have to go by voting records. But we did it by bringing my family with me, by having my wife with me, also having accountability partners. But folks, Samuel Adams said it this way. He said, when it comes to the private lives of our public officials, the public, you folks, cannot be too curious. It's up to you to make sure that that person that you're curious about every reason and say, is this guy, does he have these 4 qualifications, which I think are great qualifications? Are they able people? Can they do the job? Number 2, do they fear God? Because if they fear God, they understand that everything they do has a just recompense of reward. They can't lie to you. Do they love truth? Are they going to be truthful so that they know that we'll dig for these things, so we won't have a budget that's out of control? And do they hate covetousness?
Got that in real quick. Yes. All right. Go ahead.
You didn't take my time off that, has
Yes, sir.
I agree with the last stuff that Jim said there, except I have trouble doing most of those things if you're not watching me, and I hope you'll watch me. One of the ways that you stay in touch is work. You get your hands dirty. We raised 125,000 chickens. We got 200 head of cattle. I had more than that until the Republicans took some of it for my filing fee. And if you really want to stay in touch, get a car dealership or 2 and then let the government take it away from you. And that lets you know how things work. And I've been there and done that. And the other thing is, we talk so much about money here tonight. I've raised so much money. I heard today Lincoln's got 4 million, Holder's got 2 million. Gilbert, how much you got today? I don't know. Let me tell you something, folks. When you're tied to special interest, when you're tied to the guys that gave you the money, then it's hard to go home from Washington, because they may have something for you to do up there this weekend. And you watch my filing fees and my fundraising, I haven't got that problem.
Senator Henry, congratulations, you're able to get that in, including the laughter. All right, the next question. Do you support cap and trade as it reads at this time, and why? Mr. Eason.
No, absolutely not. The serenity prayer, like God grant me the discernment to know the things I can change, the understanding to know the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Basically, what you're saying is if there is a problem there, which now they say it's junk science, it's false science, it's unproven science, then how are we going to actually cap that? Actually, Blanche Lincoln even voted against this because it actually is bad for the state. She's actually tied up. She doesn't like this. It's bad public policy. You can't. Anytime the federal government puts a mandate on you like that, guys, that's crazy. You're putting a tax on methane. You're putting a tax on greenhouse gases. You're putting a tax on something that they've proven that it's false. If you think about every piece of legislation, what do the liberals like to do? They like to create a crisis. It's a scare tactic. They create a crisis so that they can tax us. It's about more control. It's absolutely, positively, no, we can't support it at all.
I agree with that. And folks, it's one thing to say it here among friends, but it's something else to go to Washington to say it when CNN or somebody else, Fox News, whoever get on your case about it. We need to say it in both places. Cap and trade, I understand that. We have plastics business. By the way, I hope we talk about jobs here after a while. Maybe you got to question that thing thereafter for jobs. But we're creating jobs in the plastics business. We generate pentane. Pentane is one of the things they want to control here. But you know what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Nobody's speaking up about it. Is the president's going around it by saying, I won't have to do it through that, I'll just do it through the EPA. Have you heard anything about that? If you got a plastics company, you know something about it. Or if you've got a radio station, you know something about it. Or if you've got a car business, you've already learned something about it. So no, I'm opposed to that. But our people need to stand up and speak up and then tell us in Arkansas, because if they'll tell the people of America what's going on, we will fix it, and Nevada will take care of Harry Reid. We won't have to worry about that.